Okay, so you've decided to move to Colorado, or you live here now, but you've also decided on moving to a master plan community. We've been showing these for a long time, and you're just not quite sure how they compare to each other or which one would be best for you. Today, we are going to dive in and talk everything master plan, from school districts to commute to cost of living to everything in between. You're going to want to stay tuned, and we're also going to show a lot of great highlights of some of our favorite master plan communities in this video as well. But getting right into it, let's talk about it.
All right, so what we're going to do with this video specifically is we're going to break these communities down into some specific categories based on some of the top priorities that our clients talk about when they're moving here. For example, we're going to break it up into the top communities if you're looking for the best schools, the top communities if you're looking for the best amenities and community centers. We're going to break it down by commute to DIA, Denver International Airport, and downtown. And then finally, the best communities if you're looking to prioritize nature in your day-to-day life.
And before we move forward, today is January 20th. This is not pre-recorded more than just a couple of days. You do see a Christmas tree behind me. I'm a festive guy. It's going to stay up until May. This is current. This is everything you're going to know. I'm excited. Let's get to it.
Let's say you're prioritizing schools. Our first community, we've got 3 that we're going to recommend to you. Our first community is bigger than a master plan community. It's more of a city composed of a bunch of small neighborhoods, but that is going to be Highlands Ranch.
Correct. And the way that they've structured Highlands Ranch, even though it's a little bit older, this is a literal master plan community, probably one of the first big ones in Colorado, much like Sterling Ranch is modern day. Sterling Ranch is something we're going to be talking about a little bit later on. It's got several thousand, I think 18 or 20,000 homes that are going to Sterling Ranch. You've got just a little bit more than that in Highlands Ranch, but again, probably the biggest first master plan community. It's still set up that way. We're going to be talking BackCountry. We're going to be talking Christian Valor School and some other public schools and giving you guys all the details. But a lot of times when you hear Highlands Ranch, you think, oh, hey, well, you're like, that's a city, right? 100%.
Yes.
But the way that it's set up, it's still very master plan community. Your clubhouses, everything that you guys want to enjoy, it's there. It just doesn't get considered one sometimes because it's been around since early 2000s.
Yeah, well, and to your point, that's exactly why it is on the top of our list for good schools, because they are really established, well cared for schools that have a long track record of good rankings. And we use either greatschools.org or niche.com for our school rankings. That's where you get these from. But because Highlands Ranch is so established and has such a good track record, it's got to go number 1. And then one of the reasons this is almost like a big master plan community is because if you're a resident anywhere in any community within Highlands Ranch, you get access to their 4 main community rec centers.
Correct.
Each one of these rec centers has a different focus, whether it's pools or archery or rock climbing or weightlifting. It's really cool, and people do actually utilize all of them, not just one in their immediate neighborhood.
And yes, there's pickleball. He didn't say
there's
it.
pickleball.
It's there. You'll be happy. You'll love it. Another plus and why it's so high on our ranking of master plan communities is because the location of where Highlands Ranch is at. So when you're looking at your commute either to the western slope and you want to go skiing, whatever it may be, you're right off of C470. It'll take you right there. If you need to get into downtown Denver, or you need to get into Denver Tech Center or some shopping in Park Meadows Mall, you got so much shopping right there at your disposal. The views of BackCountry, the views of, which is just a smaller location inside of Highlands Ranch. It's amazing. But even a lot of just your views of your traditional homes in Highlands Ranch, you don't find them like that everywhere, because a lot of the best lots you can find were taken to some of the first master plan communities, right? So views, commute, schools, this is really hard to beat.
Now, average home price in Highlands Ranch is going to range around from about $700 to $900 for the general heart of Highlands Ranch. And then you can get into more higher end neighborhoods such as BackCountry, where your average is going to be closer to $1 million to 1.2. As Will mentioned earlier, Highlands Ranch has been around for a while. Most of the homes were developed around early 2000s.
Correct. Now, something to consider, I wouldn't necessarily call this a con because they're still amazing. You've got great soil, foundations are great, you've got structures of homes that are great, but something to consider when Highlands Ranch is, because they are a little bit older, a lot of these homes just have a little bit more desire when it comes to the remodel versus like a lot of these brand new master plan communities. When you're looking at the Southeast Auroras, the Talons Reach, the Sterling Ranches, these are brand new homes that are 2020 and newer, and they've got the open concept, and they've got, you know, the modern cabinetry and everything that you would like. Early 2000s with the majority of like the build from Highlands Ranch, give or take, you're just gonna have some things that are a little bit outdated, so whether it's the finishes or the style or the paint. It's definitely not necessarily as open concept. Now, some people don't necessarily like as much open concept.
It's true.
But depending on your preference, we've got some clients right now that are actually remodeling with us with our luxury home remodel as we speak. So again, something to consider, but a lot of folks think it's worth it because the location and the views that you're going to get, you can't change that, but you can change a backsplash. You can change floors. You can change paint. So again, I wouldn't call it a con, but I would call it something to consider.
All right, next up, if school is your priority, you got to check out Sterling Ranch. Okay, now Sterling Ranch is located just southwest of Highlands Ranch. What is so unique about this place is it's got a ton of room to grow, but they've been growing for quite a while. So much so that when they first started off, they were basically sending kids in Sterling Ranch over to Highlands Ranch schools. Sterling Ranch has gotten to a point where they are now building their own schools. Whether you're currently going to be using Highlands Ranch schools if you're at Sterling Ranch, or you're going to be utilizing their brand new schools that they're currently building there right now, man, between all of the community options that you have out there, all the kids and families that live out there currently with the new schools that are coming in and current good existing schools, it's got to be on the list here.
In personal opinion, I think a lot of new schools tend to get a lot of the new funding as far as those STEM programs and the different activities or different programs that they want to have as a part of school. It is refreshing. It is nice to have that. I still think Highlands Ranch is great with their schools as well. You've also got Christian Valor Private School, which is an amazing one, resting right inside of Highlands Ranch. But again, really hard to beat when it comes to Sterling Ranch's public schools.
It is. Well, in addition to the good schools themselves that are out there, you've got to look at just a lot of the family-friendly community bonuses that they have there. So for example, you've got a gig of fiber internet wired to every single home. They do classify it as a smart city. So if a child goes missing in the community, all the street lights turn a certain color. There's just a lot of cool stuff within the community.
They recycle rainwater. You've got like literally your clubhouse in Sterling Ranch has a UC health facility there.
Yes.
It's got a coffee shop and a restaurant. And then separate to that, you also have an amazing clubhouse with the pool and a workout facility and everything you would like to have. But that smart community / master plan community is amazing. And when you stack that on top of the great school district and the schools that they have, and then we haven't even talked about the national parks and the recreation you can do in Sterling Ranch, which is resting up right against Roxborough Park.
State Park.
Excuse me, Roxborough State Park.
There we go.
I said Roxborough Park.
National Park.
You're offended by that.
Well,
Roxborough State National
Grand
International
National Park.
Publicly owned state park.
There you
It's
go.
amazing. We're probably showing you footage right now, so you don't see my stupid face saying it. Either way, like when we talk about recreation, this is one that's going to be a 9 to a 9.5 out of 10. Personal opinion.
100%.
When it comes to proximity to mountains, proximity to going right out of your backyard onto some trails and having a view you just cannot beat.
Yes, and I'm glad you mentioned the trails because there are so many trails that are going through this. And every time Will and I are out there filming a video, you see people out in the parks with their dogs. You see moms pushing kids in their strollers. You see kids are actually playing at these parks. They actually have a park out there. We need to take no, I've been there alone. We need to take our boys there. And it has like zip line. There's like little zip lines there, like playground zip lines.
Eli has another friend.
No, I don't. 100%. He's
if
the
you
only
don't see
one.
Eli on the next video, you guys know what.
Will, you're my only friend.
Abba Zabba, you my only friend.
Now, average price point you're going to find in Sterling Ranch is going to be anywhere from about $750,000 up to $1 million. Now, one thing worth noting out there is it is going to be all new builds. So if new homes and new layouts are your priority, Sterling Ranch is going to be a top one for you. And on top of that, there are multiple builders out there. So you're going to find a lot of variety. Everything from townhomes with like the 3rd floor balcony where you can see Denver and you can see Roxborough State Park to large single family homes, finished basements, bigger backyards on some of these lots that are out there. So there is a lot of variety out there.
Correct. Now, the only thing to consider, and it's not that big of a consideration, but you are a little bit further southwest than Highlands Ranch. So you're going to have to come up on Santa Fe. You're going to have to come up north to hit C470. It's 2-3 lanes right there. Like, it's not horrible. You've got a lot of development that's going on over there, so it is getting better. You also don't have a lot of people that go there, so it's not like the traffic is bad. It's not bad traffic you're gonna run into on Santa Fe south of C470. It's just part of the extra commute. So you're gonna have some time there. Is it worth the master plan community instead of Sterling Ranch? I 100% think it is. However, that's my opinion. It's something that you're gonna have to consider when it comes to your daily commute and what you're looking for.
Finally, in our list of suggested master plan communities for schools as your main priority is the canyons at Castle Castle Pines.
Correct. Now, if you're looking at that one, or if you guys are looking at the clock analogy that I have, if Denver were right in the center of the clock, your Sterling Ranch is going to be right around like that 8 o'clock. Highlands Ranch would be 7 o'clock. The Canyons would be 6 o'clock. Did I say that right?
Yeah. In addition to the Canyons having some great amenities, parks, pools, trails, all the similar things that we like about Highlands Ranch, of all the Douglas County schools, which all of these communities are part of the Douglas County School District, but of all of those schools, Castle Pines schools are rated the highest within Douglas County.
Correct.
So you're looking at a great community, new build homes, average price point around 900 to $1 million, so a little bit higher than Sterling Ranch, but you're looking at Castle Pines schools, which are going to be the best of Douglas County.
Correct. Now, something to consider, not necessarily a negative for you, depends on your circumstances. You don't necessarily have big shopping in Castle Pines.
Correct.
I'm sure we've got some things that are coming on the east side of the highway very soon. We've got some other things that are over there that are developing. But for right now, your major shopping when it comes to big grocery stores or whatever it may be, you'll be going directly south on I-25 into Castle Rock, or you could venture west over into Highlands Ranch, and you've got some things there. So a little bit more commute when it comes to some of your weekly shopping for kids or for yourself with grocery, you name it. They've got some strip malls there. They've got some gas stations. So overall, things that you're just gonna need immediately, you should be taken care of. You can also, I guess, travel north into Lone Tree.
Yeah, you're close there.
You just don't have a lot of main shopping in Lone Tree unless you're going to Park Meadows.
Yeah.
And then going to Park Meadows on the weekends, it's gonna be busy because it's mall shopping. Sometimes people just like their grocery being separate. But either way, the main thing I think you would consider, at least for the next 24 months or so, would be something like your major shopping. All right, now before we get to our second category, probably my favorite category, one of the most important categories you can discuss, I want to remind you guys that we are licensed brokers here in the state of Colorado. And just as much as we love making these videos, we will love more to help you with those real estate needs. That number that's popping up below, we are the guys who answer the phone calls, text messages, and those emails, so we can help you. We'd love to, but with that, let's get to our second category.
All right, moving on. Let's say you're wanting to prioritize community and amenities. So these are going to be some of the top recommended master plan communities with some of the best clubhouses, pools, trails, all the things that you're going to be staying within your actual neighborhood for. And the first one on that list is Reunion, which is listed as a city on its own, but technically it's part of Commerce City on the northwest side of Denver.
Correct. And one of your largest master plan communities. Now, this one has been around for several years. It's on the eastern portion of Commerce City. When a lot of locals think Commerce City, you think I-70 and I-25, where they make dog food and everyone smells it and all that stuff. And then that's Commerce City. Well, this is more on the eastern side, a lot closer to the airport, but still considered Commerce City. But this is the master plan community side of it. But one of their rec centers is literally 21,000 square feet. You've got an amazing pool, amazing pool side. You've got some fitness things that are there. Your commute is also great. I know we're not talking commute quite yet, but just amenity-wise, got to be one of the best when it comes to just overall bringing kids and seeing their friends and just having a great time.
Oh yeah, one of the ones that made us have to put this on the list for best amenities is a 21,000 square foot rec center that Will mentioned. You've got multiple pools there. You've got a huge outdoor slide for kiddos. It almost feels like a little water park. You've got a really nice community coffee house. I think just aesthetically and functionally speaking, this community itself has done a really, really good job, appropriating funds so that people are wanting to do things within their neighborhoods. You don't have to go out to go have fun for the weekend. You can literally stay within your own community. This is also a great way to make new friends when you move into a community. One of the things we hear from people that are moving in here from out of state is how easy it is to make friends at these clubhouses, rec centers, and pools, because naturally, especially if you have a family, the kids become friends, then you make your own friends. Man, it's a matter of a weekend before you're starting to make new friends here in Colorado.
I only have one friend, Eli. I know he's got other friends he goes to parks with that I know nothing about, but I only have one friend. But if you're looking for multiple friends and you're like Eli and you do that to your best friend, it's for you. Now, something to consider as well is average price point in Reunion is really competitive. You're gonna like that price point. However, I'm pretty sure the HOA costs are still a little bit higher. I know they're developing there. And something that you might see that's higher even than Castle Pines, Castle Rocks, and those master plan communities is that HOA fee, right? Now, it does come with a lot of great things because you've got some things that they take care of when it comes to trash, et cetera, the community center and things like that. But it's something that you want to look at, because if you're looking at a certain price point to stay in, they're probably going to have a great competitive price for you, but you just want to make sure you're accurate with your HOA, building that into your mortgage and making sure that it's still where you want.
Man, great point. The way that we look at HOAs out here is you want value. You don't necessarily want to be paying a high HOA and not really get anything out of it. But if you are able to get some really good community amenities and some good care within the neighborhood, it tends to be more than worth it. And honestly, on these single family homes, it's probably way less total than you guys are paying from where you're at, because we get some clients moving from the East Coast, some clients moving from the West Coast, and some of the property taxes out there are crazy. Also worth noting here is that in communities like Reunion, also places like Highlands Ranch, instead of having a high HOA fee, they wrap it up into the property taxes called a Metro District tax. And to give you guys an actual number here, I'd estimate paying 1.1 to 1.2% of the assessed value of your home just as part of your property tax. And then you might have a small HOA that's maybe $60 a month that covers trash and recycling and grounds maintenance. A real HOA is wrapped up in that property tax.
And it just allows your overall monthly payment to be a lot more affordable versus having it divided by 12 each year, and it's just significant.
And you get a tax write-off. You can't write off HOA payments. You can write off property tax payments.
100%, but definitely some things to consider. Overall, still a win. Great fan of Reunion.
One more to mention here for best amenities. This is where we got to circle back to the canyons. We're going to have some communities that just overlap here. So the canyons, again, with all the cool stuff we just mentioned about schools and things like that, the first one that comes to mind is the Exchange Coffee House. This is a coffee shop, but way more than a coffee shop. They've got really good food there. There's tons of places to sit. A lot of people just go in there and maybe do some work calls or answer some emails just as a way to get out of the house if you're working from home. But there's tons of parks around the area. And then they also just recently opened up a full-on restaurant within the community itself. That is really good, almost high-end food within the community itself.
I feel like it is high-end food. It's amazing. So if you guys want some decent nightlife, but you don't want to commute to Denver Tech Center or down into downtown Denver for that, it's going to be great for you. It's luxury. It feels luxury. It's awesome. I'm going to lightly disagree a little bit with Eli on this one. I'm going to give an honorable mention.
Ooh, let's hear it.
And we're going to be talking Blackstone and South Shore. Now, the reason why they're not on the list is because these master plan communities are pretty much at their completion, and you'll be buying pre-existing homes in these locations, very similar to a lot of what Highlands Ranch would be. However, we've got a new community opening up just southeast of South Shore.
That's right.
Directly east of Blackstone. Why is this important? Because even if you're not a member of the neighborhood for Blackstone, they've got a full-on country club that is amazing. And you can be a member just by paying the membership fee. You don't have to live in that neighborhood.
Right.
So not only are they going to have some of their own communities there that'll be amazing within this new master plan, we're going to be showing this very soon. This will be getting built between the next 12, 24 months. So we'll have a lot more on this one that I'm talking about. I know I'm not naming it. You'll see it very soon, but you'll be able to have access to Blackstone Country Club. You're right there by South Shore. So there is new master plan community coming to two of our favorite places, but wanted to just give that as an honorable mention because South Shore has two clubs, right? Two master plan
rec centers, clubhouses, pools.
You can rent one of them out for events. We've done that for birthdays. It's amazing. They've got the brand new one that's very big. You can't rent that one out, but you can have get-togethers. It's huge. It's got two pools, a lot of fun. The schools that are here in South Shore are also very cool. But again, we've got some other new master plan communities getting built right behind it. And that's really on the cusp of like the Southeast Aurora / Douglas County border, correct?
And that's what I love. So about South Shore specifically, you know, as South Shore continued to grow and develop and just more and more people fell in love with it, they realized their one pool, which is awesome and great, wasn't enough. So they built a whole new one for you guys. And this is what I'm talking about when you're getting bang for your buck with your HOA. I don't think, and HOA is still very reasonable out here in South Shore.
Very reasonable.
I don't see anyone complaining when they open up a brand new pool with, again, tons of kids water features and slides and things like that, new fitness centers. So it's one of those things where it is nice just to know that, hey, the money you're putting into HOA isn't just to find the guy with a little bit longer grass. You honestly don't see a whole ton of that in Colorado. You do mostly see it put towards improving the community itself.
Correct. All right, now we've still got a couple more categories for you guys that we think you should consider when it comes to these master plan communities. Next one on the docket is going to be commute.
That's right. When we say commute, we're factoring in probably the two biggest places you might be commuting. One's going to be downtown Denver. The other one is going to be Denver International Airport.
Correct.
So the two communities that we're going to be featuring here are going to have reasonable and good commute times to each of these destinations.
First up, Central Park. This is right in the central section of Denver.
That's right.
Central Park. So to be specific, this is directly east of literal downtown Denver by probably 15 minutes. It's a great spot. It's not too far from Northfield. It's not too far from Bass Pro Shop. You have some of the biggest restaurants, some of the biggest shopping, literally right across the street in Northfield. But Just south of that is Central Park. You've also got some great restaurants and amenities there. And it's a super quiet, super walkable.
It is.
Super unique when it comes to the build that they've done there. It's got a huge soccer spot, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You're not too far
Sports
from
complex type sort of thing.
You're not too far from the I-70 expansion. I'm naming a lot of stuff, but your commute is literally zero. You're in Denver, you go 15 minutes east, you go 12 or 8 minutes west, and you're either in downtown or if you go east, you're at DIA, right? But as far as like your overall day-to-day commute, there's not much.
Now, Central Park, honestly, guys, is one of one because this is the only true master plan community with new or newer build homes with a Denver address.
Correct.
You just don't see big master plan communities in Denver. You traditionally have homes built in the mid 1900s and there's, you know, a certain thing to that classic Denver charm. But guys, this is new homes, new parks, massive community, tons of shopping and dining, like Will said, all, 12 minutes from downtown and less than 20 minutes to the airport.
I know we're talking cute, but I just love how many different things you can do. And because it is Central Denver and it is Central Park, a lot of the 5Ks that are going on, a lot of the soccer tournaments, a lot of things for kiddos are coming into some of these large parks that are embedded within this master plan community. So there's literally an amphitheater in this master plan community. So when it comes to weekly evening music, when it comes to weekend volleyball and soccer, like you will not have any FOMO living in Central Park. It's really cool. And again, like I know the benefit is commute, but to have all of these things,
all the
still have literally zero commute wherever you have to go is pretty cool, except for your commute to the mountains. But you're right there. You just go west on I-70.
Yeah, you're kind of really close there, huh?
Right, so you're less than an hour. You're probably 40 minutes. So really cool spot. Something to consider about Central Park. One more thing is Denver Public Schools average when it comes to Denver, right? Per websites, per state ratings, Colorado overall is very high when it compares to the rest of the country. Denver Public Schools is not in the top 5 or the top 8 or the top 10 when it comes to Colorado.
Maybe in the top 10, but not.
So we're getting down average. So if schools are something competitive, you definitely want to look at some of the others. I'm not saying that you don't have some great charter schools or some other avenues that you guys can go with in Denver. I'm also just saying that this is also subjective, right? These are just ratings that we get from offline. This is not my personal opinion. It's just poor. That would have been great. So if that's something that you consider, that would be the only thing that I can think of that you want to consider outside of all the other great things that we've mentioned about that.
All right, now we wanted to give you an option down south in case you're just more drawn to the southern Denver metro area, but still are looking for a good commute. And this is going to be Lyric at Lone Tree. Right? Now, we did a video on this community recently. This is the newest part of Lone Tree. It is on the east side of I-25, but very close to I-25. You're looking at getting on the highway in less than 3 minutes probably from Lyric. Lyric is going to be quick access to I-25, also quick access to 470. You're pretty much sitting right at the intersection of where I-25, our main north-south highway, intersects with E-470, our main east-west highway, which will take you all the way out to the airport.
Correct, and it's still quiet there. The way that like Lone Tree, the way Castle Pines, the way Castle Rock is all structured is, you're kind of starting to get embedded into the mountains. So even though you're that close to the highway, as far as overall highway noise, it's just not really a thing. You've got these new builds that are there that are developed really well. They're high efficiency homes. What does that mean? Well, they're sealed really well. They keep cool air in and they keep hot air in depending on the weather, hence high efficiency, but it also keeps a lot of sound out as well, right? So just a lot of things to consider. It's a really cool spot. You're not too far from a couple of fancy restaurants over there by Living Spaces, one of my favorite places, and Bass Pro Shop, one of my other favorite places. They have a great Santa Claus thing for kids during the holidays, hence our Christmas tree that's still up. I told you. There you go. Right? But the commute is also something to just consider. But this is a newer community. It's a luxury community. There's a lot of cool things that are going on. I absolutely love the homes that are there. They're also creating their clubhouse, their rec center, and they are emphasizing pickleball at this rec center. So if that's a thing for you, they're gonna have probably the major leagues of pickleball there. You can pick a team, you can try out whatever it is. They got a draft going on. I don't know, but they are really into it. I think it's gonna be a great thing for that community. Definitely a lot of fun.
Now, they're also building a new school directly in the community as well. And then in addition to that, you've got all the other Lone Tree expansion that's happening outside of the Lyric community specifically. But again, new town centers, a new downtown Main Street area for Lone Tree is coming. So you're really at the ground level of what this whole new community is going to be. But again, if you're looking for quick access to nightlife and downtown and Denver International Airport, man, Lyric, I don't know if there might be a better one than Lyric, all things considered.
All right, now for our final one, we're going to be talking best proximity. Now, we have had some honorable mentions that kind of bleed into this category, hence Central Park. Central Park could definitely be a contender for this, but we're going to be talking more so proximity to wildlife and nature and all those good things. And I guess what I would consider everything Colorado that you're going to want to enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
It's more focused on that. So this is definitely not the 2 or 3 that you guys want to look for in general when it comes to overall proximity. It's proximity to Colorado lifestyle.
That's right. So if you guys are prioritizing that Colorado lifestyle, there's a lot of places up along the west side, the Front Range, that are going to be appealing to you, but not many master plan communities. And part of the reason for that is because the west side, up along the Front Range, was developed very early on in Colorado's development, right? And they didn't really build a lot of master plan communities. For example, you've got Littleton out toward the west side, but you don't have a lot of Littleton master plan communities with the exception of like Sterling Ranch.
Littleton prides itself on being that pre-existing old town feel, pre-existing homes.
Almost like Denver.
It's really cool. And you're going to enjoy a lot of it. And if that's your style, we've done a ton of videos on Littleton. I'm sure we're doing some more coming soon in the future. They've got some great breweries there. They've got little downtown, old town, Littleton.
Yeah, it's cool.
A lot of cool things. But when it comes to the master plans and the redevelopment, you just have a lot of that. But this literally is right next to it.
That's right.
And a lot of great things that you guys can access. And we're talking Sterling Ranch.
And we're going to do a 2-for-1 here because these 2 communities are basically neighbors, Solstice and Sterling Ranch.
Right. Now, Solstice is just north.
Just immediately north.
So if you guys can imagine.
Across the street.
Correct. So Highlands Ranch is like 7 o'clock on the clock. Then you've got Sterling Ranch, which is like 8 o'clock. But then right before you get to 9 o'clock, you've got Solstice.
It's 8:45.
It's just north, right?
Yes. So it's just
45 would still be 9 o'clock on the minute hand. So it's in between 8 and 9.
But it'd be moved up there, right? The hour hand would be moved up if it were 8:45. It'd be closer to the 9.
Is he trying to?
Right? It would, wouldn't it?
I'm the clock guy. Okay, we're getting into it. Solstice, that's what you're here for. I'm the clock guy. He's the video guy. Solstice, just north of Sterling Ranch.
There we go.
Really cool spot, competitive price points, very unique builds. They've done a great job at having a variety of what homes look like on the outside. They've got some creative things that they're doing with some floor plans. They've got an amazing rec center as well, but really cool with what they've done. And it's, believe it or not, even though it's very close to Sterling Ranch, it is not Sterling Ranch.
Correct.
And you're closer to Chatfield Reservoir.
Yes. Yeah. So you've got 2 state, that's 4. You've got 2 state parks that are nearby here. You've got Chatfield State Park that we'll just mention. That one's closer to Solstice. Right. And then you've got Roxborough State Park, which is closer to Sterling Ranch. Both are 5 minutes away from each other. But when you've got these 2 state parks that are within 10 minutes of each other and within these neighborhoods, we couldn't not put this on here for our top recommendation looking for that outdoor Colorado lifestyle. Now, if you're looking for water activities or just big, wide open trails where you can easily take the dog out, you're going to want to go to Chatfield. Chatfield has a big reservoir there or a lake. You can do motorized or non-motorized. You can take your for real boat out there. People do wakeboarding and stuff on Chatfield. That's pretty cool. You can also do your paddle boarding. There's plenty of beaches that are around the area. It's a very, very active reservoir here in Colorado.
And amazing views of the mountains while you're hanging out in the water. Probably one of the best, if not the best, unless you guys are going to go to like Estes Park Lake or Bear Lake up in the mountains. Really cool. And again, like it's right out in your backyard. You've also got some great trails in and around Chatfield Reservoir as well. So definitely Solstice, hard to beat. And again, a different atmosphere, different feel than Sterling Ranch, even though they're very close.
That's right. Now, if you're looking for real hiking, you're going to want to go to Roxborough State Park. If you have seen like the Red Rocks.
Roxborough State National Park. 100%.
Yeah. Global.
Yes.
So if you guys are looking for like real hiking and man, like that sort of thing in your backyard, Roxborough is awesome. I personally think it's one of the most underrated state parks in Colorado. It's almost like so close to you, people don't realize it's there.
I feel like people take it for granted because you can have so much access to it and it's right outside of your backyard, literally. People almost over romanticize a commute. They think they have to go do something cool in Colorado, and literally Roxborough State National, International, Global Park is right there.
Prestige worldwide.
If you guys have seen Red Rocks Amphitheater, that's not too far up north, up 470. But the big red rock formations that you see there at Red Rocks is the same that you're gonna find there at Roxborough. So it's not your typical Colorado, mountains that you're gonna find there. It's beautiful red rocks that are sloped. It's just a very gorgeous, unique place. For me personally, if I was moving anywhere out there and I was at a phase of my life where I wanted to take up hiking or mountain biking or maybe just a little bit more activity outside of nature in my day-to-day lifestyle, man, Solstice or Sterling Ranch would be one of my top picks.
Agreed.
Now, Solstice is going to be quite a bit smaller than Sterling Ranch.
Correct.
There's only about 1,000 homes out there. It is more of, I would call like a pocket community. You're not going to have all of the amenities that you're going to have at Sterling Ranch, but you do have a pool and a clubhouse, which is really nice.
Right.
But a lot of the people that are choosing Solstice over Sterling Ranch are just looking for more of maybe a slightly more secluded, a little bit more quiet lifestyle. And for average price point, you're looking at about $700 to $1 million out there for the heart of it.
Correct. Now, we've also got YouTube live videos that come on every Tuesday evening.
Yep.
We'll actually be on tonight. By the time you see this, this will be Saturday. But every Tuesday evenings, we go live. We talk a lot about master plan communities.
That's right.
We talk a lot about commercial developments and everything you guys are going to know when it comes to all of these and more, and some of the commercial development. Now, if you got questions on these, we're going to throw up our relocation guide behind this phone number right here. So you guys can call, text, email us. You can just send the word relo or relocation. We'll get you guys a relocation guide. If you guys have questions specifically, we would love a phone call or text from you. We'd love to help you guys with your real estate needs.
That's right.
Anything beyond, just as much as we love making these videos. But until next time, until next Saturday, we'll just see you guys on Tuesday on one of our lives. We'd love to see you guys there asking your questions and doing all we can to help you guys with those needs.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.